Cascade, where brains go to broadcast.
Have you ever stopped to think, really think, about what makes something academic research writing? Especially, in a university context, it's actually way more specific than just writing with facts. There's a certain kind of rigor to it.
Exactly. Yeah, and today we're really digging into your sources to kind of pinpoint those exact characteristics. We want to look at what academic research writing really is, and maybe just as importantly, what it isn't, and also how the whole process actually works. The idea is to give you a clearer map for this kind of communication.
Okay, yeah, good plan. So maybe let's start with what it isn't, because our sources draw some interesting lines there. Things like, say, creative writing, even if it's super well-researched historical fiction that doesn't quite fit. Or even like essay exams, where you're showing you understand something, but not bringing in new outside research. That's out too.
Right. It's about the intention behind it and what it's trying to do. Creative stuff wants to, make you feel something, entertain. Academic writing, that's about adding something new to a scholarly chat. It's not just summarizing what others said, it's trying to extend the conversation.
That's a surprisingly sharp difference when you put it like that. Okay, so if we flip that, what is it? Our sources define general research writing pretty broadly. Using evidence, whether it's from books, websites, interviews, using that evidence to convince or inform people about something specific. So what makes the academic part special?
Okay, yeah. That's where the real rigor kicks in. Your sources seem to point to three main things. First, and this feels pretty central, is the thesis, the main point. It's built around an idea that the target audience, usually other scholars in that field, wouldn't just nod along to as, common sense. The goal is always to challenge something, offer a new angle, or present findings that are genuinely fresh, pushing the envelope, basically.
Right, so the thesis has to have some, intellectual grit. It can't be obvious. And what I found really interesting is how you back that up. The sources really hammer home that it relies almost exclusively on solid evidence. We're talking, peer-reviewed journal articles, academic books, reliable data sets. It's not about what you feel. It's about what you can concretely prove. Trying to argue a new scientific theory without any data, it's just not going to work.
Exactly. And that focus on evidence naturally brings us to the third point, which is often the most visible sign: careful citation.
Yeah.
And you might wonder, why all the fuss about citation? Why so detailed? Well, unlike a lot of other writing, academic work really needs you to show exactly where every bit of evidence came from. It might seem tedious, but it's really about honesty, showing you've done the work and letting others check or build on it. It's kind of the trust system of academia.
Yeah, the trust system. I like that. And speaking of how things work, technology, computers, the internet, they haven't just tweaked this process, have they? They've really profoundly changed it. It's way beyond just using spell check now.
Oh, absolutely. The sources highlight how these tools make literature reviews incredibly fast now. You can collaborate with researchers across the globe. You can even use advanced tools to visualize complex data, making arguments clearer. If you're not using these tech tools in your academic work, well, you're missing out on a huge help.
Definitely. And this kind of connects to the whole writing process itself. Your sources emphasize it's not like a neat straight line, is it? It's not just brainstorm, draft, get feedback, revise, proofread, done.
Not at all. It's much more like a web. Research happens at all these stages. You might research a bit to get an idea, then do the heavy lifting research while drafting, and then maybe feedback sends you back to find more research during revision, or you stumble onto something unexpected. It's very dynamic. Messy sometimes, sure, but definitely iterative, back and forth.
Okay, so let's wrap this up a bit. We've sort of unpacked that academic research writing isn't just any old writing with facts thrown in. It stands out because it usually has a thesis that isn't just common sense. It relies heavily on very specific evidence.
Verifiable evidence.
Verifiable evidence, right. And it uses that really meticulous citation process. Plus, we touched on how tech makes it all much more efficient, and how the writing process itself is more like a messy web than a neat list.
Yeah, exactly. So thinking about that nonlinear web-like process, given that writing, especially research writing, often involves that back and forth, how might knowing that, really internalizing that, change how you approach your own learning projects? Or even just how you tackle organizing your thoughts for any complex task, really? Something to think about.
Cascade me, where brains go to broadcast. Cascade me, Knowledge speaks, tuition sleeps.